Check, mic check, 1, 2.
Yo, is this thing on or what?
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Platform Podcast. As always, I am your host, Dex. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, give us a follow, leave some comments, let me know who you want to see on upcoming shows, and of course, leave some comments on this one and let me know what you think of it. Today on the show, I've got a Nashville native now, former Michigan resident. It's been living out here for the last couple years. Big into the music curation side of things. He's been putting out a lot of edits and remixes of his own. Wants to dive into a lot more originals this year. I'm sitting down with Boom from right here in Nashville. How's it going, man?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
I feel like this is like 2 years in the making.
It's been a long time coming. A long time
cool,
coming.
I love everything that's changed in here. It's awesome. It's cool seeing how much it's grown since a few years ago.
Still got a lot to keep going. I know I said it on last couple episodes, but got to get rid of this fucking table. I hate it. I hate it so much. I just haven't found a good one that I want to replace it. Need more rooms so that way Luna can come and be her guest host. I don't know. She left. Yeah, she was hanging out a little bit ago, but not enough room for her to come in here. You know, I figured if there's a nice table, she can come and lay right here and hang out with us, but this one's too big for her.
That's the whole reason I'm here.
Yeah, that's the first thing you said. I was like, yeah, Luna went out and greeted him at the door. He's like, nice. This is exactly what I came here for, so I love it. But yeah, we got a lot to dive into today. Cool. Obviously, curation side of things, some of the stuff that you're doing outside of DJing to obviously still help you even more with DJing. So we'll talk about some of that, the curation side of things in nightlife right now and how it's so important and impactful. Some of the stuff that you're doing as far as music production, your past career, and influences with music, and then just a bunch of other shit that I got written down to talk to you about. But
let's run it.
First, for these listeners, for these viewers, give us a little elevator pitch on who Boom is and how you got started in the music industry.
Certified cornball through and through. That's pretty much been my identity my whole life. It's what I've leaned into. Born and raised in Michigan. Got sick of the cold around 25. Moved to Florida for 5 years. And then said, let's give Nashville a try, and came up here. Yeah. And just kind of been rolling at it ever since. I've been DJing now for 13 years. Mm-hmm. And now we're just really full steam at this point. It's kind of cool just being at a point. I remember looking back on it, like in the beginning, it's like, I just want to pay a couple bills, have a little extra drinking money on the weekends, stuff like that. And it's like, holy shit, it's my job now. Yeah. Like, it's a cool life.
It's awesome.
I'm grateful, super grateful.
When did you first kind of realize like it's more than a hobby and more than just some extra money and some drinking money and like, oh fuck, I can actually do this?
I think I was always a little delusional to think that it would always end up there. Mm-hmm. I didn't know how I was going to get there for the most part. And it was just kind of, my priorities were definitely fucked in the beginning. Like I said, I just wanted like a little bit of extra like drinking money or some free booze at the bar on the weekends. I mean, pretty much how most of us fall into that type of scene. And then it was just like, the passion starts to rise. It's like, oh, I actually love every aspect of this. And then it shifts from, it being all the partying and all of this is like the best part of it, to then it just shifts. And it's like, I feel so like just gratified when I'm in a room and like watching just a room just be consumed by like the vibe that you're curating and stuff like that. And then I was doing okay in Florida, and I was kind of just like, I'm going to go to Nashville. I know a couple people out there. I don't know if they can help me or not, but I had visited a couple times and like just talking like, hey, what are you getting paid? And they're like, oh, I make X amount of dollars. I'm like, I am not in the right place like at all. I got to leave. And so I did, and it was kind of just like my last shot. I was like, I'm going to go to a market where I know there's just dogs in the city. I'm going to go somewhere that's going to make me like be up against a higher caliber of DJ. And if I fall flat on my face, then hey, then it's time to, maybe face the music and realize that this isn't for you. Yeah. Or, you're going to rise to the occasion and go. And couple months in, you know, I started getting booked, and it was like, okay, it's go time. Like now we're all in. Now I got to figure out how to get out of this damn job. I got to figure out how to just like be able to be all in, because any minute that I'm spending at my day job is a minute away from the rest of it.
Yeah.
And then quit my job like 6 months later.
Nice.
Yeah.
Full time into DJing now. I love it. Yeah, I talk about that all the time, where it's like Nashville just has all of these people around that can push you so much more when it comes to the music side of things, for sure, because it's like I feel like everybody out here has either played an instrument in the past, or they know music theory really well and how to build and structure songs, or they know how to produce music, and it's so much more than just hey, I can go out here and DJ. So it really does give you that motivation to kind of be put up against competition, more or less. But at the same time, I feel like nobody out here is really like that competitive to a point where they won't still help you out.
Yeah.
And I've talked about it, I feel like, on so many episodes, where it probably gets old for you guys to hear, but fuck it, it's my show, so I get to do what I want.
It is the friendliest market.
Yeah.
I've never been in another market. Like Florida, where I was at in Florida.
You were in Tampa, right? The whole
little
time?
South,
Or where
a little south. I was in Sarasota.
Okay, yeah,
So like
nice.
I came up to Tampa like a few times. Like I know a few DJs up in Tampa for sure.
Yeah.
But I spent most of my time in like the Sarasota, like Fort Myers, like area. And like a lot of like the main DJs there, they gatekeep like super hard. But to be fair, like in those areas, there's not a lot of venues.
Yeah. So
Here, there's so much work. It's like, bro, we need more people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool to actually like see it, like when I moved here, because I thought the same thing too, coming from like Milwaukee area, where I thought a very similar thing, where not a lot of people would want to like extend that hand to reach out. And I feel like it's changed now a lot more out there, hopefully. But yeah, it's definitely a different breed out here.
Yeah.
And now over the last year, you've done a little curation yourself, working with Crate Hackers. I see the chain on right there. That's one of the Crate Hackers ones too. Talk a little bit about that, about being a curator for them, kind of what goes into the workload there, and what kind of curation that you're doing for them. Is it specifically for certain genres, or is it just all kind of what you want?
Yeah. So Aaron reached out to me about he reached out to me at the beginning of last year, and he was like, "Hey, looking at like switching up some things a little bit. Not sure exactly when it's going to happen, but I think you would be great for it." And I was like, "Okay, you just let me know when you're ready." And you know, I think it was like maybe 6 months ago he reached out. He was like, "Okay, we're gonna get this start rolling. I want you to come in and start to like be our international curator." So I like looked at what we had so far, and I was like, "Hey, can I just like gut it all and like start it over?"
Yeah.
And my reason behind that is like when people listen to Latin music in particular, if I say like name some like Latin songs, like most people are gonna say like something by Daddy Yankee, something by Bad Bunny, and maybe Suavemente on a good day or something like that, right?
That's the white people Latin music for sure. Yeah.
But like there's so many subgenres, the same way there is with every other like main music out there that most people don't know about. But since I'm culturally connected to it, obviously being Latin myself, I'm able to like go into that in like proper depth. So like my whole goal behind it was to come in, and each one of these crates that I'm building is more so like the sauce. Like it's like the songs that you can put on, like some random like white dude could put on to like impress his Latin friends or something like that. Like I'm trying to dig into those bags, you know?
Yeah.
And it's because I listen to that stuff all day, every day. Like that's the majority of my identity is just a lot of like Latin music. It's what I grew up on. It's what my parents always played. So like I have the knowledge behind it. And the goal now is to just expand it as deep as it can go.
Okay.
And eventually it'll cross over into more international stuff, not just Latin. Latin is obviously the main focus right now because A, it's what I know, and B, it's the most common other genre you're probably going to play in the U.S. besides like the regular top 40 stuff. It's just growing. It's huge. But after that, you know, then it turns into just having conversations with people. That's the goal, is when I start to jump into like dance hall and like all like the Afro beats and stuff like that, like I don't want that all to be solely based off of my taste. I want that to be based off of conversations I have with other people that are more so like dominant in that. So it's like true, authentic crates, not just, hey, I listened to these 50 songs and I liked like 30 of them. They were kind of like my taste, but like it's not about my taste. It's about like what's right. And so that comes with conversation.
So when you're kind of curating the stuff more so outside of that too, like you're looking for all of these things, but then you're obviously looking for what's going to work on dance floors too for DJs to be able to use crate hackers and be like, all right, cool. Like these are the songs that he has tried and tested that he knows are going to work for the majority of crowds, even still more so less than just like a Latin crowd too.
And like, I definitely stand behind every single Latin crate that I've built so far because, like you just said, like every single one of them I use in the club. So whenever I'm at Daisy's, I play a good majority of those. They have made their way into sets. Obviously, I don't play every single one every single night because that's a ton of music. Yeah, but they've all been tried and like worked out in kinks. So that helps, take away stuff. It helps like add stuff and. It works out better that way.
I feel like Pushing Daisies, being able to play there is a perfect kind of breeding ground to be able to play that because I know that's what they want is a lot of just like the Latin house and at least like mixed in every couple songs with what they're doing as far as drinks and cocktails and all that kind of stuff and the vibe for it. So
perfect storm for me.
Love it. So yeah, I know you want to get into more than just the Latin stuff. How many have you done so far with these curated sets? Or crates, I guess.
7 crates so far.
Damn.
We're 7 weeks in, yeah.
Oh, so you've been doing one every week.
I do one a week. I probably I spend maybe like 10 to 15 hours a week just listening.
And trying to find new shit.
Yeah, because I have like a whole list on my phone. So like I'll pick a genre or a subgenre, so to speak, and then I'll pick that a few weeks before I actually dial it in. So I have like enough time to like start going through music and I'll start going through like my crates and like look at like play counts and stuff like that, like what I'm actually playing a lot of right now. And then I just kind of like compile that all together and then try to fine tune it with a comb down to like between 30 and 50.
Yeah, that's literally what I was going to ask is kind of how you go about your own crate digging, but that's a perfect example. Damn. Yeah, it's kind of a lot easier way to do it is if you're kind of compiling everything all throughout each week and then just narrowing it down to, all right, these are the ones that I actually want on this list for this week, or these are the ones that I want to try out during this set this week because I've been liking them all week while I've been listening to them in the car, at the gym, or wherever else. So, yeah. So you've been doing all this stuff for them, making these charts every week from just like your curated side of things. Obviously, Crate Hackers has a million other kind of curated charts and sets that they have. Every record pool has them, from Club Killers having their weekly trending charts and BPM having all their different curated sets, stuff like that. For you as a DJ, obviously you talked about your kind of process for looking for new music and diving through whether it's Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, all that kind of stuff. What do you think about DJs relying too much? I know this is kind of your job to be able to put out these curated sets and charts, but do you think DJs rely too much on these charts?
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people use them as a crutch rather than as a tool. Like, you're not meant to take my crates and be like, okay, this is Boone's reggaeton crate, so now like I'm set with reggaeton. It's meant to like, I like this one, you take your taste into it, you grab the ones you like, and maybe that helps like expand and inspire where you're gonna take the direction of the crate that you're using. Yeah. I'm just one guy. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's based off of my taste. You got different like regions around the country, different types of like how people like that music. Like it's not one size fit all, but that's the same thing with like charts and shit like that. Like the charts are there for a purpose, but if we all completely rely on the charts, that's why you get everybody playing the same 20 fucking songs. And that's just lazy. Yeah. I think a lot of people don't want to do the work, but
yeah, I feel like that's a big reason why a lot of DJs like don't dig for music anymore, is because a lot of these record pools just have charts or curated set lists or curated spotlights, whatever it may be. And it kind of just prevents a lot of these DJs, because they have that crutch or being too lazy. It could be so many other things where they're just like, oh, well, I haven't looked at anything all week. Let me go on Club Killers and find the top 20 tracks for the last week or the last month, download them all, and then I'm just going to play all these, versus doing any of the research on their own or building their own taste on their own.
And it's usually just a new edit variation of a song that you already have 14 remixes of.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. And then you're just piling that up in your library too. But yeah, I mean, I feel like obviously the way that the industry is right now, there's so many patrons that come to the venues that do only want to hear those same 10 or 15 or 20 songs.
True.
But then it's also, that's the point of being the DJ, is to be able to introduce them to some new shit where you go and play some stuff that is your own taste and they're like, fuck, what is this?
That's the whole art of being the DJ. Like, I'm going to play 3 bangers in a row that I know you know, and then I'm going to slip in a couple gems where you're like, what the fuck was that? And then if you respond accordingly, I might try to take you down a path, and if you don't, then we'll go back to the tried and true and we'll try the process again. There's so much experimentation in DJing that I feel like doesn't get done nearly enough, because people are like afraid, maybe. And I mean, rightfully so, because it sucks to clear a floor and stuff like that, but you're never going to get better at it until you do it.
I think being afraid or like taking risks is exactly kind of what I think of. So I think that's like the perfect way to describe it, where it's so many DJs are just afraid to take that risk of fear from management, from losing the floor, from whatever it could be, where you could have played this song and gotten that reaction from someone, and then the joy of getting that reaction from people as a DJ to play some new shit that you're like, oh, this is a new song that I really like. Like, I'm going to try and get this introduced to people, and then seeing that reaction from people to be like, fuck, what is this? Or having somebody come up to you and be like, yo, what's this song?
You got somebody with a Shazam up on their phone. Yeah.
I feel like that's like the ultimate sign of respect. It's awesome.
I feel like it helps you like not get bored either.
Yeah.
Because these people are out tonight. Or, you know, that might be like the one time they go out this month, which is why they're requesting the same 18 songs. But for us, it's, you know, most of us, it's like 3-4 nights a week. And me personally, I gotta try some new shit. Otherwise, I'm gonna go sleep. I'm gonna get bored.
Yeah,
like I gotta entertain myself as well. Because if I'm not entertained, then how can I expect the dance floor to be entertained if I'm just mailing it in?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I agree 100%. Yeah, Club Killers, you've been doing some stuff with them. Got your first couple edits, remixes on there.
Yep. I sent them a pack, and luckily enough, they took all of them. So that was cool.
So how many tracks do you have go out on there?
7.
Okay, and edits, remixes, mix of both? What are we talking
Mix of both. There was a couple remixes and a few edits. Yeah.
Okay. What was like the one that you think performed the best, or that you got reaction from other DJs tagging you or anything like that?
There's 2 that I hear the most, which always still trips me out. I mean, obviously, like, everybody hears the homie, so I know most people have my stuff, but it's still cool to hear it. But the Cowgirls remix that I did, and there's a Post Malone Losers edit with Sky Full of Stars that gets played a lot.
Okay.
Those are probably the 2 main ones.
Yeah, the Cowgirls one I've played a good share of times. Play count's up there.
Yeah, it's tried and true. It's a good early set type daytime vibe for sure.
Nashville's a perfect market for it too. Obviously, everybody fucking loves Morgan Wallen here. Yeah. So, aside from maybe a couple people that might have got a chair thrown at them, but we're talking about your typical patrons here. They all like to hear Morgan Wallen.
Most definitely.
What's like your thought process when you're going through making edits, making remixes? Is there something that you think of while you're in the lab producing this stuff to be like, all right, like, I need to specifically make this remix for the club. I need to make this one for a rooftop vibe. This one is going to be for more of that lounge vibe, for that opening set. What's your thought process?
It's definitely changed. Like, in the beginning, when I was making my first batch of like remixes and edits, it was like when I first moved to Nashville, and I was kind of just like, I don't know anybody, so I'm going to make some country edits and remixes, and I'm just going to hand them out to everybody I meet.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like the intro process. Now it's kind of like, I'll listen to something. If I'm like listening to something, I'm like, oh, I wonder if they got like an edit or something of that. And I'll go look for it. If they got one, great. If they don't, that's usually generally where I start.
Yeah.
It's like, I like this song. It doesn't quite fit the club yet. I'm going to go see if there's a remix of it. If they don't have one, then I'll start to browse around and find like songs with like similar key and stuff and find things that got like matching phrasing and stuff and go from there.
Yeah, I feel like that's like a huge thing, is to be the first one to do stuff. So if you look for it and you're not seeing an edit, not seeing a remix for it, and you're the first one to put something like that out, it can help build that traction very, very quickly. I did that with like Chapel Rowan last year or 2 years ago, where it's like no one was putting her edits and remixes out, and I listened to her, and my brother actually...
Yeah, you were like one of the first Pink Pony Club edits.
Yeah, and it went crazy, and it was like #1 on DMS and like a couple other record pools just because it was the only one out. Like the only one out at the time, and I had done like the A&R basically to be like, yo, this girl is about to blow the fuck up, because my brother had shot photography for her like multiple times, and he's like, dude, you got to check this girl out. Like, she's going to be fucking massive. And then sold out Lollapalooza, like 80,000 people at her stage.
Was crazy. That was insane.
Yeah. And yeah, just finding like the being the first one to find these newer artists, or just like a song that no one has out from these artists. And especially with like a lot of the country stuff, a lot of that's not on record pools just because people don't put the country music out on the record pools. So it's like if you can find that kind of niche thing too, which is something that like the Broadway guys are doing, putting out a lot of these edits, it's something that can build a lot of traction really quick too.
Yeah.
But then like you said too, there's just so many edits or so many originals that just aren't club friendly. Like, it's great songs, but if you're just playing the original in the club, it just doesn't hit like you need it to be able to give these people this energy at whatever time of day, especially here in Nashville, just being a fucking party at all times of day. So
sometimes I like get like these like micro obsessions too, where like for like a period of 3 to 4 weeks or a couple months, I'll be super into a very like niche subgenre. And while I'm into said subgenre, I'll try to like jump into my Logic Pro or something like that and try to make some stuff, and then usually turn it into a remix in some way or capacity. I have like a handful of UK garage, like R&B remixes out of nowhere, just because I was listening to 33 Below for like 4 months straight.
you're just sitting on them right now, or is it stuff that you've been like trying out in your sets or putting out
I'm just
anywhere?
sitting on them. I'm just sitting on them. They're more like late night, like daytime stuff, because they're real chill.
Okay.
So they don't get played a ton in the club. I just made them because I liked them.
Yeah. So this year now, what are you? Is that something that you're looking to get into a lot more? Is to get your edits and remixes out on record pools? Is there like specific ones that you're trying to get into, or is it just kind of getting your music out to everyone?
I would say in theory, getting more on record pools is the goal. Also, at the same time, just putting more music out in general is the goal. I don't care if it's an edit, remix, original. Sometimes I get a little like tunnel visioned on a specific idea, like wanting and having the need for original music is so important. But at the same time, I was struggling with like an identity of figuring out what type of music is me.
Yeah.
And then you fall in love with something and fall out of love with something really quickly, and you're like, that's got to go, keep moving. But that kind of just comes back to, I need to stick with an idea, finish it, get it out, move on to the next one. Because I think a lot of times we just overthink the process instead of just, I read this quote, I can't even say it's a quote. I read this tweet, and it was like, you are consistently getting lapped by people half as smart as you simply by the fact that they just go. They just deploy and correct later, and you overthink in the beginning. And that feels so true in so many aspects. So I'm trying to do less of that. I'm just going to do. If the song bombs, that's what the next one's for.
Yeah.
You know? So,
yeah, that's honestly a great line for so many DJs and producers, because I have heard it from thousands and thousands of people where they're just like scared to put stuff out because they don't know how it's going to perform, or it's not perfect in their eyes or their ears. So then it just is shelved for however long, when it's like these other people are putting stuff out, and everything that you're putting out is at least gaining a little bit of traction. It's getting heard or seen by somebody. So not putting it out really just doesn't do anything. Like,
people are like afraid of numbers a lot too. We see a lot of stuff online,
statistics of everything,
and you know, the monthly listeners and the bot listeners and the bot followers and all that stuff, and the bots on stuff. And
it's been a big topic lately.
It's so numbers oriented, as opposed to just put out good music, man. The rest will figure it out. Or if you only got like 100 people that listen to that, go stand in a room with 100 people. That's a lot of fucking people. Like, don't let anybody sit there and tell you that 100 isn't a lot. One's a lot. You had one person that took the time to listen to something you made. That matters.
Yeah. I forgot who it was. I just saw this interview. It was like Complex interview or something, where someone was talking about having like 50,000 fans. And he's like, do you know how many fucking fans? He's like, if you have 50,000 fans, you can make great money for the rest of your life. He's like, you're able to do shows with 50,000 fans. Like,
you're able to do shows with 100.
Yeah. So it's just something that people overlook so much, because the numbers game is something that, I mean, it's like social media, where you're always kind of comparing yourself to other people, where you look at somebody else and you're like, fuck, dude, they got 20,000 monthly listeners. I have 100.
I mean,
and
I know,
it's getting out of that comparison.
I mean, I know his name gets talked about a decent amount in the city, but look at somebody like Mike, right? He doesn't have nearly the size that some of like bigger artists do. But like, his fans are so like devoted and diehard that I guarantee you that dude makes more money than most of them.
Yeah.
That's all you need. You need, what Joey Diaz said. He said you need 3 motherfuckers, down motherfuckers, you can conquer the world, or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's all you need. You need devout people.
Yeah, Mike, we did shows at like every single one of our Barstool venues, and they sold the fuck out.
They're diehard.
Easily.
They're diehard. Steve's are deep, bro.
And that's all, like, it's literally not even with him coming there to do like after parties. It's him to show up there and do his kind of live Q&A podcast and hang out, play his music, and we'll sell out for something like that. So for him to do an actual show like he did at the amphitheater and fucking sells that out easily. So
they just sold out 2 nights at Red Rocks.
Damn, dude.
Like back-to-back nights. Like they had to open up a second night because they sold out the first one
so quick
in pre-sale to literally their online following before.
That's insane.
So GA didn't get anything. So they had to do a second day.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know for you're talking about doing a lot of original stuff in 2026. Coming from Michigan, being in Florida, getting a little bit of taste of changes in changes in Florida musically, and now being in Nashville. How has your music evolved over the years, over these 10, 15 years of you DJing, obviously having musical past to drumming? What other instruments were you into?
I mean, I've been into pretty much anything I could get my hands on.
Yeah.
I was in band all grown up in school, so I've been in a jazz band since I was like 12, and then I was in marching band, all that stuff. So I've played keys. I can play guitar. I'm not going to shred or anything crazy, but I can play guitar. I've owned a mandolin at one point just because. Ukulele. I have one in my house. I couldn't tell you why, but anything I can get my hands on, I'll try to figure out.
Yeah.
So, but drumming is definitely like the core.
Yeah. So how do you think your music has kind of changed over the years and evolved for you as a DJ, as a producer, and kind of shaped what you're actually looking to produce here in 2026?
I think in the beginning, it was more, because before I was a DJ, I thought for sure I was going to be some sort of artist. Like every kid that grew up in the Midwest, I was going to be a rapper, man. And that was one of the dumbest things I could have done.
You got any hidden YouTube videos on?
No, I don't think I got hidden YouTube videos. I think there's a couple out there, but I wouldn't say they're hidden, but they're not great.
Might have to check these out.
I can find them for sure. But yeah, I made probably like a few hundred hip hop songs at one point.
Yeah.
But then, DJing, I think it's evolved from the point where in the beginning I had zero identity. I didn't know where I was going. I just wanted to play really hype stuff all the time, and I thought that's what it was all about. So I was playing like at the time it was like really like heavy like trap, some heavy dubstep, some bass house, or more of like the real big lead progressive house stuff like that. And now it's kind of like I feel like I've chilled out a little bit. Like I really like Latin house. I really like Afro house. Like I really like a super chill, like intimate setting. Like,
We got to take your ass to Tulum, baby.
dude, I need to go to Tulum. I need to go there bad. The amount of times I'm in Daisies and there's somebody coming up to me and they're like, bro, I feel like I'm in Tulum right now. I was like, I feel you, but
That's where I'm trying to go. I love it. Yeah. I mean, so is that kind of what you're looking to make now? Or are you going to try and put out some originals that are that Latin tech Afro house kind of vibe?
Yep. That's
Okay.
definitely, that's where it's started so far.
Yeah.
I got a few projects that I'm working on right now, and that's the realm everything's in.
Nice. So you talked a little bit about like how you wanted to be an artist growing up. How do you look at it now where obviously having originals is such a massive, massive thing for DJs to be able to put themselves on headliner bills, festivals, anything like that. Like having that original is what's going to get you to that next level. How do you kind of separate yourself from artist boom to nightclub boom?
That's a good one. Artist boom, I would say, isn't real right now.
Okay.
I haven't put out nearly enough music to even have that type of conversation yet.
Yeah.
I think once I've put out music consistently for like 6 months or a year straight, then it's a different conversation to have. Then you can kind of look at what's working, what's not, and move from there and see how things are changed. Right now, I'm still just nightlife DJ boom.
Yeah.
And until the other side starts to pick up, I don't think it should occupy much of my mind.
Yeah.
Because that's how you kind of just lose focus. I think I need to be less worried about outcomes right now and just start pumping it out.
Yeah. Is that hard for you at all? Because it's like, obviously you want to build your sound, but then at the same time, a lot of these nightclub sets, you're not able to necessarily play that sound that you want from your artist side because you have to be appealing to the crowd and the general demographic and play to that crowd.
I have a couple gigs that line up with how I want to play, and then I have a couple that are, just a part of the job.
Yeah.
And I feel like as long as I get like a little bit of balance, I'm okay with like mixing it up. It's just as long as I'm not playing the same thing every day, I'll be happy. And outside of that, for now, I think I got a lot less selfish over the last 12 months. So it's not as much of a concern or a priority to see everything be like artist boom, so to speak. It's more, I think I'm more focused on what's going to stay here after me.
Okay.
So that's why I've like dove more into like the curation, and there's going to be more focus in like curated events and stuff like that. Just more community building stuff as opposed to the sole focus being who I am as a DJ.
Yeah.
Because who I am as a DJ will come and go. But if I can help build something and create something that can last, I think that's a little more important for me.
I love that. Yeah. I mean, event curation, we were talking a little bit before the show, but obviously that's fucking huge right now. And I feel like so many people that are patrons to a bar or club or even just like in the music world, they want something that is curated for an event that is going to get them to get off their couch on a Friday night and go enjoy something other than just your typical nightclub. So having that curation side of things is massive right now.
Yeah.
You're doing something cool right now that you just started, did the first one, adding a little bit more of the live music elements to the DJ sets, bringing out some drum pads and adding that kind of thing to the sets.
Yeah.
How did that first set go?
It was really cool.
Yeah.
I think in my head I had an idea or like a hope of how it was gonna play out. I would classify it more as like a soft launch. You know, I did probably about 30% of what I would like to see it be. Because I didn't want to overdo it. until like all the kinks are worked out. Like I don't want to overdo it, but I'd always wanted to do it. Obviously, being a drummer the majority of my life, I thought there was a way to work it in some capacity. And it just needed to be the right time. And more importantly, I needed to have the right income to be able to buy it. Because I think I've wanted one of those rolling octopads since I was like 10.
Yeah.
But I didn't have rolling octopad money until I moved to Nashville. So I finally like bought one. I started playing around with it. I was like, wait, I think this might be something. And then I had like a couple of my homies like check it out while I was like practicing it one day. And they're like, no, this is actually dope. Like you should launch this. And then I did it at Riot Ranch, and the biggest thing I noticed was the phones that came out. Like that was like the clicking moment when I started doing that, and it was like oh shit, like people are like pulling out their phones, you can see the flash on. I'm like, we might be onto something.
Yeah.
And so that's definitely something, hopefully as the year goes on, I can incorporate it more and more.
Yeah, I mean, that's something we talked about a little bit just before the show, kind of going through some stuff that you've been doing, but I think that kind of stuff is so engaging to a regular customer who, especially like you talked about earlier, like they might only go out one weekend a month. They might only go out one night a month. So to be able to see something different and to see something that has a level of artistry to it more than just, hey, I'm hitting play on a CDJ and blending these songs is just instantly eye-catching.
Yeah.
And then obviously it's just something that is adding a little bit more taste.
Yeah.
You're adding a little bit more musical elements to it, being able to kind of drum over the top of the songs, or there's just a lot of cohesion that can be done, especially with drumming. But then, like you said, too, doing it tastefully where you're not overdoing it, because I've definitely seen some shows, too, where it's like they have somebody playing trumpet or somebody playing a sax, or there's been times where I've seen like a drummer and they aren't cohesive, or they're overplaying where then it just gets old really quick, or they're playing too loudly where it's just completely engulfing the actual music itself. And to be able to kind of figure this out and test it and bring it to this market is something that I think will be actually really, really, really good for it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. I think the process of it as a whole has like reignited like a little bit of passion in me again, because like it's all fun and new again, as opposed to, you know, DJing, you know, you got the same layout. Like we've been set in our ways for so long now that like the process is almost mind numbing. The actual act of DJing when we're out and about, like that's forever fun. Yeah. But like the process of like everything else, like you kind of know what works, you know what you like, you know what your strengths are, you know what your strengths aren't, and you're always going to naturally lean that way. But when you're starting to pull in something new, what I found is I'm getting like re-excited again. I'm like, well, let me see if I can mess with this a little bit and make this come in with stuff, and trying out new songs and stuff, and that's making it all fun again. I'm like a kid again.
I love that. I mean, even from your aspect of things, like just being able to kind of reignite that passion, it's doing something completely different where you're not going to be playing the same set. It also gives you something to work on during the weeks where it's like, all right, now you can start to plan some different routines with these drums implemented into the set. So how have you gone about that? Is there a thought process of like kind of more so planning a lot of these sets with these drums being implemented into them?
I don't think I could plan a set if I tried.
No?
I do it more like along the lines of like blocks. Yeah. So like I'll find like a group of 5 that I think work really well together. And then that'll be like a segment, and I'll find like a group of 5 that work together in like a different segment. Like on every time that I've ever planned a set, it's been like starting song, ending song, couple blocks, and then fill in the blanks. Yeah. Like I still like the aspect of the on the fly just creation of everything.
So I was gonna say, because even with like the blocks, I guarantee you end up throwing that shit out the window too, and just playing your own stuff too. So that's cool. Do you think that that kind of stuff with adding live instrumentation is going to be something that grows in popularity this year?
With me personally or in general?
I mean, just in general, obviously. I hope it does with you. I think that sounds awesome. I think it's something that you definitely should do. So
I think it's definitely been growing for sure, and has been steadily growing over the years. Because I remember when I first like really started getting into electronic music, I was like really pumped about like early like Millennium sets when you know he had like the couple electronic drums behind him, or like Odessa when they bring out their drum setup. Like their setup is crazy cool. And then you know you got like Two Friends and they're doing like the drum lines and stuff like that. So it's definitely more and more. It's finding ways, because like we've talked about, you know, electronic music kind of outside of just CDJs is like a little boring. We're there to listen to the music, but like when you're doing like the live aspect of everything, you're just looking at somebody pressing buttons, right? So I think people are kind of realizing we need to bring more to the table to create value and make it a big old production, and that's what's making it cool. So I think more people are seeing that.
I legit just watched this clip that kind of like, I hate to say it's boring because I definitely I go there and I fucking love the music of seeing like different house music artists and stuff like that. But literally just watched this clip yesterday of Mau P, and this guy's like, literally he does nothing special. He doesn't like dance on stage. Well, now he does. He does. Mau P is dancing, which is fucking hilarious. He'll do little segments during his show. Now, have you seen this?
No.
This girl like cooked him for not doing anything and just like looking like he was just bored up there. So now he'll do specific segments in his show and like put it on the Jumbotron where it'll be like Mau P is dancing, and then he just does a whole dance segment of just him doing like random ass like funny dances.
I love leaning into it though.
Yeah.
That's like the smartest thing. It almost makes me feel like, to a certain extent, maybe the reason we're seeing so much more like live implementations is social media based.
It's optics,
because when you're there,
you're
in the live experience and you're gonna have a great time no matter what.
Yeah.
But if you're somebody online, like you said, you're looking at a video, you're like, this is kind of boring, because I mean, we press play and then we're kind of just hanging out until the next song comes, and then that's when we go back to work for the transitions. But like everything outside of that, it's kind of just you're like the Ricky Bobby, I don't know what to do with my hands type of situation. So maybe it's more geared for social media, so there's something to look at.
Yeah, that's literally what this guy said. He broke it down. He's like, he'll do an hour set or 90-minute set. He plays 15 to 18 songs total, and 80% of those songs are his own. They're like, he doesn't scratch. He does basic blends from one song to the next. And they're like, so why is he so special? And it's literally because of the people are coming there to listen to his songs that he puts out, his originals.
Great producer,
yeah. But then, like, as you look at it, you're like, damn, like, he's really not doing anything crazy up there. But having that live music element to it is something that's much more engaging, and something just optics to look at, which is huge too. So, with Riot Ranch and playing this, that's kind of where you got to debut this. Riot Ranch is something that's taken off. Hish has been building this party for the last year now. It may even be more. I feel like it's been at least a year.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of taking over at Whiskey Row. Something really cool that he started out to just be able to kind of showcase artists in the city, and then artists that are coming into the city. He's bringing in people from kind of all over that are, I'm sure, blowing him up to want to play this event. That's where you get to play this. You've done it a couple times now.
Yeah.
What's it like being able to kind of showcase more of that artist side at these events?
First, shout out Hish, but it's cool to see how much it's changed since the beginning.
Yeah.
So I was the very first person to play it.
Really?
Yeah, I was number one. I'm literally the first person that's ever played a Riot Ranch. I don't know why, but shout out Hish again. And it just keeps evolving into like this cool like showcase. And that's literally what he'll tell you in any group text when he puts you in and he puts you on a lineup. Because sometimes you'll get in a lineup and they're like, well, what should we play? What should we do? How do you want us to play this? And he always will say the same thing, like, do you. He wants you to showcase yourself. That's what it's meant to be. Yeah. It's meant to be like just a big old showcase. So
yeah, that's the kind of same thing. I mean, obviously with the platform mixes that come out every Monday, that's what I give for the outline for every DJ. I'm like, play what you want to play that reflects your brand and your sound, and that's it. I'm like, anything that you want listeners to hear
Yeah.
that represents you as a DJ,
Yeah.
that's what I want you to play. Like, you don't have to come and play this club set that you think that you're playing peak hour that everyone wants to hear. I'm like, I want you guys to be able to showcase yourself on this show, so that way when people are listening, they're like, fuck, this guy's dope.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what he's put on for Riot Ranch. Just being able to kind of build that community here in Nashville, and then curating it to all these different DJs, where you can be there on a night for 4 hours and hear 4 completely different DJ sets, which is cool. So I know it's been like leaning more toward kind of like that bass house, and he even kind of pushes it more where it's like, all right, where are you going to hear electronic music in Nashville? But for your sets, I mean, you've been able to play a bunch of different stuff as well too, where you're able to kind of get away from that kind of stuff if it's not your style, lean in more toward like that Latin house, tech house, Afro house that you like to play too. Yeah. So
it's nice that I like that there's more like dubstep and stuff happening with it. I mean, personally, like dubstep isn't my cup of tea anymore. I think once you just turn 30, I can't do it anymore. But not to say there's anything wrong with it. But it's nice to see like the bass scene in this city that isn't just stuck in a basement somewhere. You know, it gets the opportunity to be on Broadway, and people show up and people pack out the roof, and like that's a cool opportunity for those guys, because you know, for a lot of them, like where else is bass like music really playing here besides the office? Is that pretty much it?
Yeah, I mean, I would assume the new spot over by like the Science Center that's been doing a couple shows where
Pinnacle,
like,
right?
No, not Pinnacle. I fucking was just there. I just saw Abo there. I don't even know what it's called.
Oh, the Wayhouse shit.
Yeah,
right?
I think it's literally called the Warehouse. Yeah. Which is funny that you're like, oh yeah, like basement of a warehouse. But I think that's literally what it's called. But yeah, I mean, that's just typically kind of what you think of for like a lot of these shows. It's just like either a smaller room or it's like a big warehouse. And that's really kind of like the only spots that they get to play at, versus being able to build something and build a night for that style of music in the middle of fucking downtown Nashville. So it's cool.
It's given like a lot of people that don't normally get eyes on them an opportunity to get some eyes on them too. So it's definitely a good place for the community as a whole, I feel like, too, because you're getting almost on every single lineup that he's done, like the entry level slot is for somebody new.
Yeah.
It's like that's purely what it's intended for, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think it's cool just because I feel like Nashville as a whole just needs more than open format too. I think really like Night We Met is someone I've talked about on here too. That venue crushing it right now with their bookings.
Such a pretty venue too.
Yeah, but then aside from Office, Night We Met, and then like Warehouse doing shows, Skydeck obviously gets like a couple of artists that come through every now and then, but it's not like a regular thing that you're seeing. So it's cool to see stuff aside from open format kind of popping and growing too. So it's nice to see. Other people coming in here to Nashville to play these shows, you're kind of looking at expanding yourself into other markets too. You talked about like New York, Chicago, Miami. Where have you most been looking, and have you gotten your foot in the door with like any of these spots yet?
I've spent most of my time. The first two that I really like picked out were the ones that when I DJ at Pushin' Daisies, I'll religiously like get people that'll come up to me. They'll be like, "Oh, yo, we're from Miami, and this like feels like home. Like, you should are you coming to DJ out there anytime?" I was like, I mean, I would love to, for sure. And then I put that on my list. And same thing happened with like LA. I get a lot of like LA comments a lot. So, and it's obviously because I do a pretty Latin driven set. So from there, those are probably like the two main focuses right now. I mean, who doesn't want to play in Miami and who doesn't want to play in LA?
Yeah.
You know? And then it just goes into like figuring out what venues are going to make the most sense for me as well.
Yeah. So what's that search been like? Have you been kind of doing any research on
Yeah.
venues out there? Like, what have you been looking at? Is there any ones that are on the target list for you?
Believe it or not, I think the one that I've spent the most time looking at and makes the most sense for me, there's a place called Perro Negro in Miami. That is my club, bro.
Okay.
I went there in October, and it's over in Wynwood, and it's a strictly like pure reggaeton club. And like I went there, and the music that they were playing, first off, was awesome. It was amazing. But I was there from 10 p.m. until like 3 a.m., right? I was in that bitch. And I sat there, A, enjoying myself, but B, like listening to these guys. Because I ended up just having a conversation with one of the managers. Him and I talked for like an hour or whatever. And he was basically telling me that they're flying in these DJs on like a bi-monthly basis straight from Colombia.
Okay. Damn.
So they're bringing in like top tier shit, right?
Yeah.
And I'm listening to these guys, and I'm just like, I play pretty similar.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can hang. So now I just got to figure out how I can get in the room. And obviously having the conversations with the manager helps and stuff like that. But we'll see.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going to ask, is like how you approach getting your foot in the door in these newer markets, in these newer venues. I mean, I feel like that's the hardest part for so many DJs, where the networking aspect is so important, obviously, in this industry, because that's what's going to get you in the door in so many places. But
Yeah.
how are you working on like trying to get your foot in the door, and what have you seen work? What have you seen not work?
Well, first and foremost, what doesn't work is just hot micing book me. That doesn't work. That
I've
doesn't
seen
work.
that a lot.
For me, if I find a venue that I like, I'll follow said venue.
I mean, obviously, you're going out there too, so you're going out and showing face at these venues too, being able to see it in real life.
Try to maximize like my time, because I wasn't there for that. I was in Miami for like I went to a concert, and we just ended up staying for like a few extra days. And I told myself while I was out, I would make the trip at least somewhat work related, a little worth it. And like find the venue, follow the page, go to the venue if you can, like show face, start chatting with people. If you can't show face, participate in the comment section and stuff. Figure out other DJs that are DJing there. I usually follow a few of them, see what they got going on. If I like them, I'll follow them and like support them as well. And usually one thing will lead to another, at least in some sort of conversation. The getting booked aspect of it all, Detroit worked in a way where it was just kind of just like some mutual like praise back and forth, like showing love, they show love. And then one thing led to another, and then that's how I got booked for a Latin event in Detroit. I would like to think that's kind of how it's going to work most places, because if you're not participating, you got to have something else that you're bringing to the table.
Yeah.
But if you're just somebody that they don't know who you are, and you don't really have like a really big brand or anything like that, the only way that you're going to really get in is by building some sort of camaraderie with people, like legitimately. Like you can't do any like fake stuff or anything like that, because people are going to see through it. If you have an angle just to purely get booked, nobody wants to deal with somebody like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I agree.
you got to legitimately be invested in what you're trying to do until like your brand gets big enough to where they call you. But if they're not calling you, then you got to put in some legwork.
Yeah, I mean, the branding part of it is something that I think has got to be one of the biggest things, especially nowadays with social media being so prevalent with anything that anyone does for any job in any capacity. Miami obviously is a major market for a lot of like these influencers as well too. Nashville, I know we see them too. But how are you thinking that things are going to shift with like music taste and curated sets versus a lot of like the other side of things where people are getting booked at these venues with zero music taste and zero kind of sound, but they're being booked off of
Their name.
Yeah. Or their brand behind them, social media following behind them, any of those sorts of things.
It's like a double-edged sword, right? Because it makes sense to book a celebrity DJ because they have a following, right? Like that's ultimately what the venue's job is to drive heads through the door and make a ton of money. And you know, the celebrity DJs, they're going to do that for you. They're going to bring the heads in. Is the set going to be good? Most likely not. In most cases, I mean, you get some guys where I feel like they put some time and effort into some things, and you can see that.
Yeah.
But also, most of them like aren't. Their first time DJing is usually like the day before they got booked or something like that, and they know how to press play, or they're like playing some pre-recorded nonsense.
Yeah, it's just like such a struggle to see a lot of these DJs get booked with zero technical skills whatsoever. But like you said, I mean, they'll pack a room because they have that following, and obviously that's like
It's basically a free check.
Yeah, and it's just hard because it's like there's so many DJs that are great tastemakers, but they just don't have that visibility or that outreach for their following because they only have 1,000 followers, 2,000 followers versus this person that has 1 million followers and can put their name on a flyer and sell 600 tickets in a second. So it's just kind of wild that like that's how music has shifted and nightlife has shifted.
Maybe nightlife should try to combine the heads in some capacity, because usually in some way, shape, or form, like the venue that's booking those names, they know guys in the city that are like legit tastemakers. So like you pair a tastemaker with a celebrity DJ, you can get the heads while also getting a bit of the taste in the room too.
Yeah, doing those support sets by somebody that's actually like
those support sets are arguably the most important part of the night.
Yeah.
If you don't do that right, the rest of the night is not going to be great.
Yeah.
Which you're already planning on the rest of the night not being great. So you need that to really like lean in.
Yeah. It's wild to kind of think that just like venues are okay with it. Just kind of knowing that like the set's going to suck because they're like, fuck it, dude. This guy's going to bring in so many people.
Tons of heads, yeah.
Yeah. I was talking about it on Podcast with Strategy, and I wanted to bring it up with you, just obviously with a lot of house music stuff being stuff that you like to listen to. But one of the reasons why I think like dance music, house music in general are just kind of far and away ahead of so many other genres. And I think of it here a lot with country music being so big in Nashville, but also just being able to DJ and listen to hip hop and any of the open format genres from pop, everything else, where dance music is the only genre that people are being able to test their tracks for months and months in advance in all these different markets with all these IDs that they're doing. And IDs is a term that's just thrown around so much in dance music for new tracks that just aren't officially released yet, but everyone knows are by this artist and are about to come out. And you see it so much where it's like some of these biggest tracks in 2025 were like Appetite, Chris Lorenzo was getting tested by Chris Lake.
Everybody,
Fisher was opening his sets with it. Like Dom Dolla's playing it. John Summit's playing it. You're hearing this track every single weekend by DJs all across the world for months before it even comes out. Where in any of these other genres, that's not happening.
Yeah.
So all of these songs are already so popular before they even release. And they're able to be built up so much before they even come out versus like in a hip hop realm of things, you have a Lil Baby who isn't going to go and give his song to Drake to go perform live at his show that weekend. Whereas like John Summit can put something out and give it to every DJ on Experts Only roster, and they're all going to play it that weekend, and it's going to get heard by thousands and thousands and thousands of people every single weekend. And it's crazy to me that like these other genres haven't figured out some way to do it. I mean, country music, I feel like has to be like the most stuck in their ways and far behind when it comes to that aspect of things, where they just don't even want to put like music out on for DJs at all. Like I feel like that's like the hardest thing to be able to get when it comes to genres is country music. Hip hop, at least like you can get packs and stuff from people if you know the right people, but at least like their music is being put out more on record pools.
They used to do like those DJ promo packs and stuff, and you don't even see those that much anymore.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. Versus like, I mean, A-Craze is putting out Just Dance, his Lady Gaga remix, and he just put a Dropbox link on his Instagram like a month ago where it's like, dude, if you want it, here it is. Where it's like, I can't imagine a massive hip hop artist just being like, yo, here this is.
It would also probably fall a little into the fact that I can't remember the last time that there was like a certifiable like A-list hip hop guy. I mean, you still have Drake, you still have Kendrick, you still have like those names, but like the state of hip hop where it's at right now, like nothing worthwhile. That's why most of this shit isn't getting played. I mean, all the hip hop we play in the clubs right now is old stuff. We don't play new stuff. I mean, you might every once in a while play like a Sexy Red song and play like a Glorilla track and stuff like that, but
yeah, that's still what I feel like gets the biggest reaction is all of the girl artists right now. Week in, week out, you can play any of those tracks and they get the biggest reaction when it comes to the hip hop realm of things, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like it's most genres too. Women are dominating right now in a lot of aspects. In pop scene, they got it completely covered.
Yeah, Sabrina Carpenter, Dua Lipa, all those girls are just fucking murdering it. I mean, obviously Chappell Roan we talked about before, but yeah, there's a lot when it comes to the female aspect of things too. I mean, house music, I feel like the top is all the guys right now for sure.
Hip hop right now is like it always has been. It's a little like beef oriented. There's like not a lot of like collaboration that is encouraged as opposed to with electronic music. You know, everybody's remixing something or everybody's feeding their tracks to each other and stuff like that. And then you got in like the Latin community, they're still doing all those mega mixes. Like hip hop doesn't do that anymore, which they totally should. Like you get like you'll get like Daddy Yankee, Bad Bunny, and like all those guys, they'll all pop on the same track. And then that's everybody's track now. They'll get like 8 guys on one track.
Yeah, because as soon as you get all of them on one, you're literally
now you got all the fan bases.
Yeah, you're marketing to every single fan base. Versus like and that's something I actually talked about on Zach's pod too, where it's like hip hop. I think that's one of the things where it's like all of these house music artists will collaborate with each other, where it's like not necessarily like they're making songs together, but they will play each other's tracks
at various levels too. Like you were saying, you know, like they get the Dropbox link is just sent out for anybody because it's like a legitimate community, as opposed to when you hear like certain songs, you'll hear so-and-so is on a remix with so-and-so, and these two don't make sense together in any capacity. We only put them together because they're both really big right now. And then the song suffers.
Yeah, because that's just labels putting them together for whatever marketing that they can get out of it, yeah. But yeah, I mean, the hip-hop part's a perfect example, too, where it's like, can you imagine if Drake and Kendrick were to just, like, put beef aside and collaborate with each other, and it would be the fucking biggest thing of the year. But it'll just never happen. Versus like you have John Summit playing Disco Line stuff or vice versa, and then all of these people are just rising because they all just are putting on for each other. So it's something that has been a topic of mine. Just when I like go through Instagram and I see every single DJ just rinsing others DJs tracks, and especially the fact of like being able to tease tracks so far ahead of time, which is something I get pissed off by too, because I'm like, fuck, dude, I want that song so bad, and then it doesn't come out till fucking 3 months later. So it's cool to see just like how that aspect of being able to test music is so helpful in one genre, and the other genres just don't even pick up on it at all. It's kind of wild to me. So.
It's weird, man, because like I remember hip hop.
They used to be the ones to do it, dude.
15 years ago, like you had Dat Piff, you had Digital Dripped, like you had the what was the other one?
I'd be like on Hot New Hip Hop.
That fucking
one. Yeah.
Like, and like you were on those every week, and you were getting leaked songs, which I'm sure were intentionally leaked, and you were getting like the little like EPs, but. Don't even get me started. Streaming fucked so much shit up for that type of experience. I get why streaming is what it is, and you have to jump on board, or you're gonna get left behind. Like you got to move accordingly. DJing's a little bit different because we make a consistent amount of money that's based off of non-streamable shit. Like there's so many remixes that'll never see the light of day, like money-wise, just because like vocals don't get cleared or something like that. But people are still able to profit off of it because of the performances itself. We're more performance-oriented as opposed to hip-hop is they need their dollar signs on the track itself.
Yeah, I feel like it almost works in reverse for each genre where it's like hip hop artists aren't releasing any of that stuff early because they want it to come out and only be streamed. So that way they're making all of the revenue that they possibly can, which is minuscule now with like Spotify paying 0.003 cents a stream. But then vice versa, these house music artists are able to tease this song and not put it out on streaming for 3 months, 4 months, however long they're teasing these songs, while at the same time they are making that money because people are coming to shows specifically to hear that song because they can't hear it anywhere else right now because it's not out on streaming. So you kind of get like both aspects of it where it's like, dude, if Drake were to tease a song on socials or whatever it is and a song that's not out yet and do that for 3 months while doing a tour, everyone is going to come and see him because that's the only place that you're actually going to hear that song. And it's like, I would think that that's going to make you way more money than whatever the fuck you're making off that song streaming wise. But what do I know, man? I don't know.
It's the hit. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
I need answers from this from somebody that works at a record label.
And like I've seen it out and about. I went to go see Billie Eilish a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And
when she was out here?
No, when I went to Miami.
Okay.
And then also I saw her a second time when I was in North Carolina. But when I was in North Carolina at the North Carolina show, like one of the openers was Young Miko. Young Miko's like a big Latin artist. But she was doing it. She was teasing a couple unreleased tracks, and like people were getting hyped because they knew the TikTok of it, and they were there to hear it live.
Yeah,
and she delivered that. So there's something to be said about it because you're not wrong. I think more people should do that. More artists should preview stuff, but I think that I don't know if they're not allowed to.
Yeah.
Or if they just don't want to, like what the coin is. But I'm sure there's some of it where it's like a label's like, yeah, you're not putting.
That's what I'm saying. I need somebody from a label to explain this to me because it seems so simple from a outsider's perspective. But yeah, who knows? But speaking of these tracks, let's talk about them. Some of your favorite tracks right now. We're doing this every week with the guest. We're going to put these songs on a platform playlist. What do you got for me? Give me your 3 that you want added to this platform playlist. It could be your favorite songs that you're playing out right now during your sets, some that you're liking to listen to in the car and just vibe to, some that you're playing around the house. What are your top 3 right now?
Do they have to be on streaming platforms?
They don't, because I'm going to do this stuff on like SoundCloud too.
I tell you right now, do you know the SpongeBob meme where like SpongeBob is like levitating and the headphones are hanging off of him?
Lights, yeah.
There is this DTMF remix by this dude named Carlo. It's that. Just levitate. Gone.
Okay. It's a SoundCloud one or what?
It's on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll send you the
Damn,
link
I didn't
for
even
it.
think about that, but I might have to do like a playlist on the YouTube channel and attach some on there too.
It's so good.
So I was going to do this like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, but then obviously, like you said, they don't all have the streaming on it. So then I'll have to do it on SoundCloud too, because then they'll have tracks on there. But I didn't even think of putting a platform playlist for the music on YouTube as well. So that's a good one. Nice. I'll have to add that too. That is a banger of a fucking track too. I play like Mark Cutts has a DTMF Avicii Levels one that I play out all the time. There's a couple others in my Serato that get kind of rotated through.
That remix is better than the original.
Really?
Dude, I can't even like explain just how good it is. It feels so good.
All right. I'm going to have to check that one out for sure. Yeah.
Other 2 would probably be, I can't.
Thinking of 3 is tough.
Thinking of 3 is tough. I can think of another artist, but I can't think of what song I would pick from them. That's the problem.
Yeah. Who's your other artist?
Ale is one of them.
Okay.
Latin artist.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, that's pretty much majority of what I listen to. And then it's a little bit older of a song, and it's not dancey at all. But like one of my favorite tracks I've been listening to right now is this song called Free Fall by Nothing More.
Okay.
And it's got like Daughtry on it. It's just like a really like power ballad rock song, and it's just like, yep, that's my shit right there.
See, these are the good ones to put on. You get a little mix of everything, so people are going through this playlist and they're like, damn, this is. I mean, obviously the point is to find some new music that people are able to listen to. So I love it. Last but not least, you got to put somebody on a platform for us today. So we do this every week with every guest, just having them put somebody on a platform. It can be another person. It can be a brand that you love. It can be your favorite restaurant. Any kind of local shop. Just whoever you want to put on a platform, shine a little spotlight on. Let these listeners and viewers go check them out and get them some support.
Easily my boy Ollie Joseph.
Okay.
Dude's a workhorse. Makes music in a genre that he calls mountain pop.
Okay.
It's dope. I love it. Sounds awesome. He releases a song like every week.
Damn.
Or every other week. He's been doing that for like 3 straight years. I've literally known the guy since we were getting drunk in bars in East Lansing in the college years, and then just watching him just like grow from all of that into like who he is right now. He's actually on tour right now. He'll probably be off tour by the time this comes out, but he's on tour right now. Makes really good music. If you like stuff like Charlie on a Friday, like Mike, shit like that, like he's very much so in that type of sound.
Yeah.
And I think he's such an undiscovered gem.
Okay.
Just a great artist, but also just a great human being. Hilarious dude to follow. You would
Makes
like
it
him.
even better.
He's a Packers fan. You'd love him.
Nice. And he's from Michigan?
No, he's from Japan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was born in Japan.
You just met him in Michigan.
Yeah.
Okay.
He went to MSU.
Yeah.
So
Damn. Yeah, I like him already.
that's who I'd put on a platform. I
Okay.
think he deserves it for sure.
I love it. Love it. Yeah, that's all I got for you today, man. Is there anything else that you need to put out here to promote for the listeners, viewers? Any upcoming shows that you got? Anything upcoming as far as music that you got to put out?
Just more Latin stuff coming.
Yeah.
My biggest focus this year is in some way, shape, or form, somebody can hold me accountable if they want to, but I'm going to try to put out either a remix, an original, or an edit every single week.
Okay.
And that starts, well, by the time this is out, hopefully there's a few of them.
Yeah.
But I
stacked
literally
up.
have one coming out today at noon.
Where can they find them all? Are you
They're
putting these out SoundCloud or are you
I'm going to put all of them on SoundCloud.
Awesome.
I'm just going to make sure they're all there. I'll turn downloads on for everything that isn't an original.
Yeah.
And then just people can have at it.
Love it. Love it. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to come and sit down.
I'm glad I got to come out, bro.
Come check out the studio. Yeah, love it.
Appreciate it.
I've been obviously, like you said, we've been talking about this for a while, so I know I took a very hefty break from the show, so I'm glad that you could actually come over and sit down and talk shop. It was awesome to be able to kind of pick your brain on a lot of this stuff and hear some of your stories. So love it. I'll make sure I put all his socials on here so you guys go check out Boom. Follow him on Instagram, SoundCloud, see all the music that he's going to have coming out soon. Obviously, for myself, if you guys aren't following already, I don't know why the fuck you're watching the show, but make sure you guys are following myself, follow the show. New episodes come out every Wednesday if you're watching on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, ask any questions that you got for Boom. I'm sure he'll see them in the comments. Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Make sure you guys are following on there. Until next week, we will see you guys later. Peace. Check. Mic check. 1, 2.
Yo, is this thing on or what?